You're watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this episode, we're talking about weird trophies, Rice Krispie Treats, and why you're the leader we've been waiting for.
Greetings and salutations, everyone! This episode is brought to you by people like Donna Cascio, Jeannie Glover, and Phyllis Stode. Their membership in the Wonder and Whimsy Society supports us in this work to fight adultitis. Thank you, guys.
Yes, if you'd like to annihilate the adultitis in your life, learn more about the Wonder and Whimsy Society, or be among the first to learn about our newest offerings, become an insider at escapeadulthood.com/subscribe. Happy Wednesday, everybody!
Happy Wednesday,
I am
indeed.
getting so hungry.
I know. It
Watching
was a
all y'all
dangerous
talk about
question.
the treats and yummies.
We asked in the pre-show what's something you can't just eat one of.
We got salty with the chips. We got sweet with the Oreos. Of course, M&Ms.
Jody
right?
Jody threw in both Doritos and jelly beans. I don't know if that's together, like a trail mix.
Whoa,
as
that
it
would
were,
be quite a
or
trail
just
mix.
either work.
Maybe her and Tom have quite the mix of. Maybe they have to meet in the middle or something.
Brian says Sour Patch Kids. That's one of
Brian,
my favorites.
The kids love that as well.
It's pretty good.
Yes.
I'm curious though about Brenda says pieces of popcorn. I don't know if she's being a smart butt. Or if she really thinks, are there people that only eat one piece of popcorn? It's like, oh no, I couldn't even have another one.
I just made one piece of popcorn.
The other one, that couple people said M&Ms. I'm like, M&Ms, you get. That's more like, do you eat more than one package at a sitting, right?
M&M is one of those companies that now that they've made every kind of M&M, you don't even know what to do. You go to let's get M&Ms, and you're like, what just happened? It's like Oreo's done the same thing. I'm not complaining, but it just makes the decision making that much harder.
Oreo smartly makes the thins. So
you
somehow
eat 100 of
I
them?
eat 85 of those.
Especially the mint.
Instead of two
he likes
regular.
The yellow ones.
Yeah, golden. They're golden.
I'm just
what
saying.
Was that? Yeah. Golden Oreos for the win. I thought they were supposed to be
golden or chocolate. And
for the
record, I like the mint. But,
For the record. Let the record show.
Also, for the record, Jason planned 100% of this show, and I know nothing that's happening. So I said this in my Whimsy Wednesday post. He does all the hard work. I just show up, you guys. So I'm just saying, I'm on the ride with you guys. We're just taking the roller coaster tonight.
That's awkward because I thought you had planned tonight's show.
Oh, well. Improv. Here we go. We got 45 minutes of this.
I got nothing. Actually, no. I do have some things planned. And the reason I thought of this was because first of all, I wanted to mention I'm almost 99.9% positive that Three Sheeps Brewing does not watch the show. But if they wanted to be a sponsor of the show, along with our Wonder and Whimsy Society members, Three Sheeps Brewing here in Sheboygan.
Three Sheeps.
This is their India Pale Ale water slides. I wouldn't mind hawking that. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you want them to give you more of this so we can drink it on the show?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's how that works. Product placement.
Brewery is really close to our house, by the way. We're really close to it. So, proximity alone.
I don't know.
Dorothy's so sweet. Dorothy said she's glad that I showed up. So.
Me too.
You're so
that would be
sweet,
awkward
Dorothy.
if she was not
I'm glad
here.
you showed up, Dorothy.
Anywho, so the idea about the snack food thing, what can you only eat one of? So last week, I went with my dad and brothers on a chartered fishing trip out on Lake Michigan.
Yes.
On the Big Pond.
I'm aware.
And we had a good day. It was a little slow. They said that this time of year it gets a little slower. We were supposed to do it in July, and then it got canceled because of big waves. Apparently, perfect storm. I didn't have my George Clooney pants on, so we couldn't do that. He was in that movie.
Was he?
I think.
I don't think
Or was
so.
it Mark Wahlberg?
I think it was Mark Wahlberg.
Aren't they in all movies together? I don't know. Anyway. All that to say, we brought snacks because the fishing part of the chartered fishing trip is very minimal. You're just sitting there while the captain and his first mate do all the work. However, my dad did bring Rice Krispie Treats.
Which
And
is
I
one
had,
of his famous things. I don't know if he's on tonight because he's on a little vacation this week.
I think I had 6.
No.
I'm not ashamed to say.
You
but,
should be ashamed.
It was a 5-hour trip, okay? It was a 5-hour
one
trip.
per hour almost.
But my dad's gotten really good.
Really good Rice Krispies.
And I asked
Really
about that because he brags about it, how good they are. I'm like, there's like 3
legit.
ingredients. How good can they be?
No,
and he
they
said
are.
the key is you got to use fresh marshmallows. He said, do not use the hard ones. Even like if they're stale, even if they melt down, no good.
Go with a fresh bag of marshmallows.
So Rice Krispie Treats are one of my Achilles heels, which leads us into our first segment. Okay, so I thought we would talk a little bit about Rice Krispies Treats.
You do have some like that we're gonna eat while we
I
talk
do not.
about this.
That's the part, if Kim was involved in planning, would have happened.
Boiled.
Holy nightmare.
I found a beautiful stock photo of Rice Krispie Treats, which are also called, there's different names, Rice Krispies Squares, Rice Krispie Treats, Rice Krispie Bars, also called Marshmallow Treats, Marshmallow Squares, in
What is
Canada.
this, Food Network? They can't say
And
Rice
then I don't know if
Krispies.
anyone from Australia is watching tonight. I know we have someone from New Zealand who's regularly watches, but they call them LCMs in Australia.
What's that stand for?
I have no idea what that means.
LCM.
LCM. Something
Cream
marshmallows, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows what
I bet that's a
LCMs
Google
means,
search away.
could be. It wasn't in the Wikipedia article, so
Well, that's surprising. All right.
So
let's see
anyway,
if you can
some
find it first.
interesting tidbits here. Obviously, Rice Krispie Treats are a dessert made from Rice Krispie cereal or your favorite generic Crispy Rice cereal, bound together with a mixture of melted butter, melted marshmallows, and vanilla flavoring. I didn't know about that. Do you usually use the vanilla?
But that's a genius idea.
Probably makes it better.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Obviously, we know how they're made. You mix it all together, melt down everything, mix it all together, push it down.
Oh.
It's very, yeah.
Have you ever made them?
Yeah.
How many times?
Am I wrong?
No, but the way you said that was like you were pretending you knew. So how many times have you made Rice
I've
Krispies
made
Treats?
them somewhat less than dozens of times.
I don't think you've made them in my lifetime.
Anywho, packaged, ready. Now, did you know that the ready-made ones, they sell those? Not as good.
No.
Probably the preservatives, I bet. They were introduced in 1995. So, fun fact. Okay, but here's the cool part. The history. Going back in time, where do these come from? They were first called Marshmallow Squares.
Okay.
And they were created by 2 Kellogg's employees, Melita Jensen and Mildred Day.
Okay.
They are credited with their invention in 1939.
Wow.
1939. So that's interesting. So there's similar recipes that came up around that time, but the Rice Krispie cereal came on the market in 1928. So it was about 10, 11 years later that they came up with
11 years to come up with this?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work. It's easy to make, hard to come up with that, I guess. So they worked started working together. Mildred had previously worked at the Pillsbury Cooking School, and Melita had worked at the American Honey Institute.
Interesting.
Buzzing around there.